Okay, Grace, let's go through this example, which is from your textbook. I think it's question 5 in 8F, and hopefully that'll help you with the exercise, with the question on the worksheet. So we've got the smaller figure here and the larger figure here. It says find the scale factor, find the value of x, find the value of y. The first thing we actually have to do, I think, is to just make them look like they're the same. So I'm actually just going to take the figure on the left and flip it up so that it's the same orientation as the previous, as the neighboring one. Okay, so that's 2, 4. Okay, yes, I think that'll do the job. So I've just, you can see it's just a mirror image of that. I've just flicked it over. And now the scale factor just means how much has this shape been enlarged in order to get to this shape. And the way that we're going to work that out is we're going to say the scale factor is equal to the size of the original one divided by the size of the image. Other way around, the image divided by the size of the original one. So I need to find one of these sides where I know the value of both. So this one's x, that one's 2, that's no good. This one's 5.25, that's y, that's no good. But this is the one we're going to use because we've got 7 and 4. So because we've got the value for both that side, that's the side that we're going to use. So the scale factor is equal to the size of the image divided by the size of the original. Okay, so our image, our enlarged one, is 7. This line here is 7. And in our original, that line is 4. So our scale factor is 7 divided by 4, which, you know, that's tricky. We can leave it as a fraction, or I can change it so that it's 1/3. You could also change it so it was a decimal. Okay, I think it's actually easier. Well, if we're using a calculator, it's probably easier to have it as a decimal. If we're not using a calculator, it's easier to keep it as a fraction. Okay, so that's our first question. Answer, find the scale factor. So this small shape has been enlarged by 1.75, so a little bit less than 2, in order to get this image. Okay, the next thing we need to do is find the value of x. Where is x? Here's x, okay? So that we need to find what is the corresponding side to x. And in the original, the corresponding side to x is going to be 2. So for this one here, we're going to say 2 times the scale factor is equal to x. Okay, so we've got this side here 2. We're enlarging it by the scale factor, so we're making it bigger by the scale factor, and that gives us x. So we're just going to have to go and find our calculator. 2 times 1.75 equals 3.5. So this value for x is going to be 3.5. Okay, nearly there. The last thing we need to do is find the value of y. So here's y on our original, and y corresponds with 5.25 on our image. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier only because we need to do a little bit of algebra, but you're good at algebra, so we'll be right. Okay, so we've got the original times the scale factor is equal to 5.25. Okay, so we've got this original shape. We've enlarged it by our scale factor, 1.75, and our result is 5.25. Okay, so this is what we've written down here. So we now just need to find out what is the value of y, and we need to divide both sides by 1.75, and that will give us, I'll just bring up our calculator again and move it over there. So 5.25 divided by 1.75 equals 3. So that's telling me that this side here is 3. Hopefully this helps. Feel free to ask more questions if you need to.